YouTube, what's up? Last video of the day. There'll still be a couple videos left after this one, but I'm just too tired. This is a Volkswagen T3 bus from Schuko, 1:64 scale. These are metal body, metal base. This one may have a plastic base just because it's a larger casting, but typically, yeah, this is plastic. Typically they're metal. Maybe this is metal. Sometimes it's hard to tell. But let's put the box back here. I've had a few of these. I've had the Ferrari 458 and the Porsche 918. This is a Schuko casting that I've always wanted that I haven't ever owned. It's probably my favorite of all of the Schuko castings that I've seen up close and personal. It looks to be scaled probably a little bit big. The detail's phenomenal though. Nice lens tail lights. Rubber tires with tread, prototypical wheels. Insert lensed headlights. That is a pretty cool VW van. I like the colorway too. Really nice roller, so that's awesome. Alright, it's got a bunch of not a bunch, but just like a few Kyosho cars. All the Ferraris are already assembled. So we don't have to worry about that. Just got to take them off the base. Now, I probably should have done those M2s. So I kind of feel like opening those, but I'm just too tired. That is awesome. These Kyosho Ferraris are really, really nice. I mean, any Kyosho, all Kyoshos are really, really nice. But, man. So somebody, a few months back, I think it was Zach Mansur. I don't know if I'm saying your last name right, Zach. I apologize if I'm not. And it may not have been you, but I think it was you that commented and asked. It was when I cracked open the Smokey and the Bandit Pontiac Le Mans. And you asked about the scale of the metal flake in the paint and how that can throw the scale off of the whole thing. And you're absolutely right about that. It is something that I've thought about. Like in this case, I think the metal flake is probably a little big. It's not as bad on this as it is on that Pontiac. But on some cars, that is an issue for me. Not a big issue, but I totally get what you were saying. If it was someone else, I apologize. This one here, I'm not going to take... Well, it's already... This one's not screwed down, so... this car is not mine. I picked this up for someone else. So this one is the 430 Scuderia in black. the detail right here is nice. Look at that detail. That right there is 1:64 scale, Kyosho. I should have done that one last, because anyways, so that one will be sent off to India. I think it's India. Got a few boxes I'm working on for a guy. Okay, moving along. Actually, one other one of these is his too. I'll do that one last though. This one, oh, come on now. This one is mine, and I kind of robbed Champion DJK because I told him I'd grab this one. Well, I told him I would try to. But after I got this one, I decided I'm going to send him the blue one, because this one, I like this one a lot better. I like the blue one a lot, but whoa, why is that so zoomed in? Okay. This is the 512 BBI Ferrari, and I think I like the silver better on this particular car because of just the way every curve comes to life with just the way the light hits it. There is another one here that I'm pulling out right now. These cars are just more examples of silver being a great color for cars this scale. Especially like super detailed cars. So this is the Ferrari 512 BBI, as I said. Again, with that detail, it's just amazing for the scale. I don't know what year this car is, but it is an older Ferrari. And then this one here, another silver. This is the Challenge. Oh. Let me see. That's Alfa. Ferrari. So these are from Ferrari 11, by the way. This one is the Challenge Stradale. I don't know how to say it. I don't speak Italian. But these headlights, though, well, look at that back in there. That horse, to the naked eye, looks like a little silver dot. And usually cars this size, when you zoom in like this on a detail like that, the edges of the detail are usually fuzzy. But not with Kyosho, not with TLV. AutoWorld also does a really nice job. Probably the best tampo job of any domestic diecast. But that's a sharp looking car as well. Red would probably be my first choice for the Ferraris, but silver I'm finding to be my second. All right. This is not a Ferrari. I'm very curious about how well this one rolls because I've had a few of these Kyosho Alfa Romeos, and they are the worst rolling cars that Kyosho makes. I don't even know the names of all of them, but I know I have the Montreal. I have the 4C. Whatever that one that was like. Crap, I don't remember the name. Anyways, I've only had, of the 6 or so that I've had, only 1 or 2 of them has ever rolled. So this one I think is going to roll though. This is the Alfa Romeo Junior Z. Cool little car. I like these vintage classic cars like this. Basically, I like to have Jay Leno's garage in 1:64 scale. I think obviously you can't get all the cars that he has in 1:64 scale, and I don't even know if he has this, but just with like classic unique cars, because he has a pretty eclectic collection of cars. All right, so I'll show you this last Ferrari here. This is also going to that guy in India. And I'm sure I'm going to regret selling it, but that's okay. You all probably already know what it is. Anyways, real quick, let's look at the front end on this thing. Headlights are really nice. Tail lights are really nice. Red wouldn't have been my first color choice for this, but it was the only one he had. Nice prototypical wheels. So that's pretty cool. But here is the last Ferrari. 250 Testa Rossa. This is a car that Hot Wheels has done many times. Although the Hot Wheels pales in comparison. Yeah, I'm definitely going to regret it because I think I already do. But it's okay because there was another car that I had that I had traded him and then decided I didn't want to. And so we worked something out. But I don't know if he's going to do it now because it's missing a tail light. It still displays really nice though. That is kind of irritating though. That I've never seen that happen with a Kyosho. And I've had at least a couple hundred Kyosho cars. And being a loose collector, I've taken every single one of them out and handled them and displayed them, and I've never had a single piece fall off. Actually, well, there was one time, and it was because I was dumb, and I put them in a jammer temporarily, and I had 2 cars, a GTR and a Bentley Turbo R, and they slid back, and when they hit the back of the jammer, their side view mirrors popped off. So don't ever put Kyosho cars in a jammer. But other than that, you know, I deserved it with those. I have no idea how that happened. That might have happened actually before I got this. It's really hard to notice it, but it is definitely noticeable. Anyways, it's still a really cool Ferrari. The last car is not a Kyosho. It is a Konami. I'm also pretty curious about this one, whether or not it rolls. But Konami's another brand. I've had easily over 100 of them and never had one that didn't roll, so I actually find Konami's to be some of the best rolling premium die-cast cars. And this is no exception. It doesn't have suspension like most Konamis, but 1985 Toyota Celica GT. Really nice little casting. The Toy Pimp today had a second gen Tomica Limited Toyota Supra. It was a really nice looking little car. But there's just something slightly off with the Tomica Limited that, I don't know, it just something. So whatever it is, it's slight. It's not like a major thing, but it's major enough to keep me from buying them. And I have owned those, but I prefer, if I'm going to buy Tomica, I'm just going to buy the best, the Tomica Limited Vintage. But the thing is like, you can't get a second gen Toyota Supra from TLV. You can get a third gen. The Celica's sweet. My parking lot is uneven there. Well, that sucks because I still really want to open diecast. Maybe I'll do. What am I at? 18? Okay. I'm going to combine the AutoWorld, because I only have 4 of them. So we're going to crack some AutoWorld real quick. We'll start with this one right here. Miho exclusive, 1 of 3,600, America's Finest. This is the California Highway Patrol, 2017 Ford Mustang. I do love AutoWorld cars. This is $5. You know what? I am mad though, because the vendor that I got I got this one. I got a bunch of the green light that I cracked in the last video from him, and I got this from him, and I got the next one back there from him. But he had the black muscle wagon Kingswood, and I could have swore I picked it up. It was $6. I could have swore I grabbed it, but I must not have. Not a big deal because I already have it. But it's really not that good of a. I mean, it's a good price, but I think you can buy them for $7 or $8 shipped right now on eBay. But I do think eventually those are going to be pretty sought after. Anyways, AutoWorld Mustang. This one's really cool, and I'm really happy to get this one because I love AutoWorld. I love black AutoWorld cars. and I very seldom find them in the wild. And I don't know, this is limited to 1,248. So I don't know if this is like a hobby exclusive or what the deal is, but there's the box. It's the 1970, which I do personally like the 1970 tooling better than the 66. I like the 66, but for some reason this one just looks a little better to me. And it looks, as you can see, it looks amazing in black. Black with the black vinyl top. Really nice roller. That's a nice car right there. I really dig that car. Alright, next up, I actually got these next two from the Toy Pimp. He had a few. I had to look through them though, because in watching Champion DJK's videos, there is an issue lately with the build quality of these Roadrunners. So this is a 1974 Plymouth Roadrunner. Here's the box. I cracked open the Ultra Red about a week ago. This is a special edition, so it's some kind of hobby exclusive or something like that. This is like a root beer color, and it actually looks really, really good. And it's a good example, too, of the metal flake looking like it's scaled correctly. And there is a ton of metal flake in this paint. That looks really nice. One of the differences between this and the Ultra Red is the stripes. So where these stripes are white, the Ultra Red is black, and then obviously the Ultra Red has the Ultra Red paint. This one doesn't even really look close to an Ultra Red, even in the packaging. It's pretty easy to tell that it's not. But this and the other one both have white interior like the Ultra Red. So I love these Roadrunners. They are maybe my favorite AutoWorld casting, up there with the Cadillacs. This is true 1/64 scale too. One of only 2 brands to make that claim officially. Alright, and then the last one is this one here, which is the one I would have gone online to buy this. I probably wouldn't have done that with the root beer color. But with this one, I would have. But it was nice to get them as a pair because I got a little bit of a break on the price. This is like a banana yellow. There's the box on that. The boxes are actually different colors. This one is like a greenish color. The other one is like an orangish color. This is a very interesting color. I think it is a stock color for the Roadrunner, though. It looks interesting in diecast form, but I actually really like it. It's the lightest color that this car has come out in. And I have to say, I like it because it, like any other light colored 1/64 scale car, it really brings out the lines of the car. That is pretty sharp looking. But as I was saying at the beginning of the Roadrunner part, I checked carefully. The other yellow one that he had a massive gap underneath the front axle, so you could see all the way through. So if you are going to buy these Roadrunners, you might want to take a look at them before you pull the trigger on them, because that is seeming to become a major issue with this casting. I've been lucky because I found the black one and I found two of the blue ones, and all of those are fine. They don't have the issue. And I have the ultra red of this one, and it's fine as well. So either the issue's not that common or I got lucky, but I did see two of these cars today that had that issue, and I know Champion DJK has a couple that have the issue. So if it's uncommon, it's probably not all that uncommon. Anyways, that pretty much wraps up my weekend at the Tucson Toy Show. I had a lot of fun. I love the event. I love that they do it right after tax time. It affords me a little bit more freedom. Although this year I spent less than half what I spent last year. And I'm totally adequate too. There's probably a few things that I would have liked to have gotten that I didn't. But I was definitely more responsible. There did seem to be more people there this year. There did seem to be more diecast this year. And the vendors are, I would say half of them know what they have, and they're asking full eBay retail prices. And then half of them, maybe a little less than half of them, don't really know what they have, and they just want to sell it. They've just had it in storage for a long time, and they don't know what it's worth. They don't care. They just know what they want to get for it. So as an example, those Forerunners and those Matchbox Land Cruisers and the Matchbox square body Chevy pickups and the Cadillac hearse, all those types of cars could have sold for more than $1. But one thing I learned in talking to these vendors, very few of them that I spoke to today sell on eBay. So they don't even know what their stuff is really worth. But that can be a negative thing too, because a lot of times they're asking way too much. There was a guy that had the under the hood Chevy C10, and he was asking $40, and he said, if you go to eBay, they're selling for $60. Well, no, they're not. They're selling for $40. Some of them are selling less. There's one for $40 or best offer. So that means that he'll take less than $40 for it. It is a beautiful truck, though. That's one of the ones last year I for sure would have bought. But, you know how it is if you collect. A lot of people asking me, too, about, well, where's there one in my area? I don't know, because I don't live in your area, so I would just suggest finding out. Look it up. Look it up, because I moved here to Phoenix in 2015, And I missed the show in 2016 because I didn't really look it up. I knew about the show. I knew that it happened because I knew some people that went. But it was last year that I decided I wanted to go. And I'm glad I did because it's going to be a tradition for me now. I will never miss, barring some kind of family emergency or something like that. I will not miss the Tucson Toy Show. And I'm considering selling next year. But, being a staunch collector, I'll have to see if I have enough stuff to justify it. The tables are cheap, and it doesn't require a vendor's license. So, something to consider. Anyways, there you go. That pretty much wraps up my weekend haul, with the exception of that set right there. And we will crack that open another night. I'm very tired, so I'm going to go to bed. But I greatly appreciate all your guys' support. Hopefully you enjoyed these videos and their contents. I wish that they did this show twice a year. I was thinking about that today. I think it's a big enough show that it could be justified. Like I said, people come from all over California, Nevada, Utah, New Mexico, Texas, because of the size of the show. I was talking to one of the California guys today, and he's like, it's so, the tables are so cheap that in California you can't hardly find a table for $100. You have to sell a lot of die cast to pay your table fee. But at $35 or $40 or $50, it doesn't take much to pay that table fee back. So that's part of why it attracts so many people. Plus, it's the largest toy show in the southwest part of the United States. So I wish that they would add a show in September or in the fall sometime and have a March show and a September show. I think that the fall show would have the same turnout. The only reason why it might not is because having it when they do in the first weekend of March, people are getting that tax refund and they have disposable cash. So, I don't know. I'm just rambling. So anyways, that was how it went for me. And hopefully all you diecast junkies can find a show in your local area and have a similar type of experience because it's a lot of fun. And if you do, and you're able to find a show in your area and you go, let's see some videos. Let's see what you find. Next year, one other thing. Next year, I'm going to try to make it a point to video my hunts at the show. And I might even do a video. I don't know. I'll talk to the people involved with that toy show. We'll see. I don't want to get in trouble for recording their event. So if you watched that video earlier, there were thousands of people in that place. At least probably a couple. I would say at least between 1,000 and 2,000. At least, and maybe more. But all right, that's it. That's all she wrote for Sunday. Happy hunting.
banana.